So when it comes to vlogging, a good setup is super important. For starters, you gotta make sure you're using some good quality stuff and that it also fits with your lifestyle. So if you're looking to build your vlogging setup or upgrading your gear, then I may have the perfect solution for you. But before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to Joby for collaborating with me on this video. They sent me a few of their products to try out and to incorporate in my vlogging setup and to let you know what's up. I'll be giving an honest review on some of the products they sent me, so if you're on the hunt for some Joby vlogging gear and need a second opinion, then keep on watching. So the first part of your vlogging setup is the camera that you use. And you can pretty much use any device that you want as long as it records good video. For my current vlogging setup, I currently use the Canon M50 and it is amazing. And honestly, this camera is probably the best camera that any beginning YouTuber can use, or any YouTuber actually. It's a mirrorless camera, which means it's not as big and bulky as a DSLR, and it's a little bit more advanced than a point and shoot and a mobile device. This camera shoots in full HD in 30 frames per second or 60. This camera has a built-in image stabilization, it has a flip out screen, there's a mic jack input, and it has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity, which is so clutch when you're filming or taking photos by yourself. So if you're looking for a really good beginner Canon camera, the Canon M50 is definitely the way to go. So the next thing you need is a handheld tripod, and for years I've been using the Manfrotto Pixie, and that tripod is amazing. I love it. It was like my first ever handheld tripod. It gave me like a little bit of extra length from like the camera so that my face wasn't all up in the screen. And it was perfect for travel. However, since I switched from my Sony camera to the Canon, the camera got a little bigger and kind of outgrew the tripod a little bit. So I've always been curious about getting a Joby Gorillapod, but I've never actually gotten around to purchasing one because I just wasn't sure like which size was for my camera and all that stuff. And somehow the universe and Joby heard my plea and that I was on the market for a new handheld tripod and reached out to me and sent me a Gorillapod 3K, and I was so freaking excited to see that this came in the mail and to finally try out a Gorillapod and see what all the hype is about, and I am sold. This tripod is amazing and it's a lot more sturdy than I imagined actually. So if you're not familiar with Joby, they're pretty much known for these handheld Gorillapods that have these bendy legs that you can like pretty much like wrap around and set up on like any surface, and it's supposed to like hold your camera up and everything and kind of just like adapt with like whatever like setting you're in. So this tripod is super sturdy and has really flexible legs, and almost the entire tripod is made out of aluminum. So this is the 3K tripod set, I believe, and it comes with like a little attachment to put in your camera to insert into the tripod. The features that I really love about this Gorillapod is that it does have that quick release feature with the little steel plate thingy, so that I could just take my camera quickly off the tripod. Before with my Manfrotto I had to like twist it off the thing, but now I could just like quickly release it and take my shot if I don't need the tripod. The second thing is that the ball head and the rotation is smooth as heck. So all you have to do is just like twist the dial and then like the ball head moves around. You can even make it at a 90-degree angle, and you can also twist the camera in a full 360 if you wanted to. But the whole rotation is buttery smooth. I can tell it's like well oiled in there. It's not scratching or there's not too much friction in there, so it is amazing. I also love that you can place this tripod on uneven surfaces. Yeah, it takes a little fumbling around to like make sure the shot is level and stuff, but it's totally worth it if I'm like shooting on a flight of stairs, or if I need to put this like on my car or like some sort of tree branch or something. It's totally fine. Like a lot of people say that it's really hard to get the shot straight once you start bending the legs, but you know what? It is what it is. As of right now, I can be bothered to fix up the shot. It's not a problem. It's not a big deal that everyone makes it out to be. I think it's fine. And lastly, I love the extra arm length. With my Manfrotto, I probably got about like an extra 5 inches or so that the camera like was away from my face. But with this thing, I feel like this is a solid like 1 foot, 10 inches. So I get about a solid 10 inches of added distance from my face, which is amazing. I always need that. Honestly, the only con that I have is that I don't know if it's just because I kind of just got this like a month ago, pretty recently, but my really weak arms just cannot, it's a bit of a challenge to bend this thing. Like it's doable. It's definitely a lot easier now than when I first got it, but it requires some strength. That's more my fault, not so much the tripod, but that's just something to be aware of, that these legs are a bit stiff, and it's not as like super easy or bendy. Yeah, and it's not exactly the easiest thing in the world to bend this tripod. So just something to be aware of. So the last thing that you need in your vlogging setup is a good microphone. I now believe is a non-negotiable. A good vlog is about 50% audio and 50% video. I'm starting to think it might actually be more like 80% audio than video, because if you have a good video like this, but you can't hear anything or the audio is really bad, super echoey, peaking all the time, then most likely you're gonna click off because it's just gonna annoy you or you won't be able to understand anything. But if the video quality isn't as great, but the audio is amazing and you're getting the content and you know, you're understanding everything the person's saying, people are most likely going to stay. So that's why I think having a good audio is key to having a really great vlogging setup. And the mic that I highly recommend, no surprise here, is the Joby Wavo mic. Now, I didn't even know that Joby made microphones. That's crazy, right? Is this your first time hearing about this too? So the team actually sent me this Wavo mic to compare with my current mic, which is the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. So I've been practicing videos and vlogs with this thing, and ooh, it definitely packs a punch. This microphone is a super compact, super cardioid mic, which means that the audio coming from this mic is super crispy and sharp and loud, especially when you're right in front of it, which is perfect if you're vlogging. And y'all, it is loud. I've tried a bunch of shotgun, lavalier, and like USB mics in the past, and for something this small, it's up there. It's up there. Now, a couple things that I really liked about using this mic is that, one, it is so compact and it is so tiny. Like, it is the size of my hand, my palm, I think. And this mic really comes in clutch when you're on the go or if you're carrying a small bag and are limited on space. But when I switched to the Wavo mic, I still had that really good crisp audio, and the mic took up less space in my bag. And another really cool thing about this mic is that it doesn't run on batteries, which is pretty awesome. There are a lot of external mics that do run on battery, and those are just no bueno. So, and that is including the Rode Mic Pro Plus. I have to use a battery for that mic. And in addition, this mic is compatible with your camera setup or on mobile as well. And in my opinion, I think that is a great feature because I'm all about multifunctionality. So it's amazing to know that I can use this not only for my camera, but also for shooting on my phone. Oh, and lastly, this mic has like a little screwy thingy that you can screw onto any tripod. So there are two cons that I have with this mic. And the first one is that it is one directional. I think that's what you call it. So what I mean by that is if you're vlogging and the mic is facing you, then your audio will be perfect, no problem. But the moment that you go from the side of the mic or like speaking to it from the back, that's when it gets a little funky. You won't be able to hear what you're saying as much if you are talking to it from the side or from the back, which, I mean, if you're vlogging, it should be fine because most of the time, you know, your camera is facing yourself most of the time. But for those quick scenes where you're like getting a shot of something else or you want to add like a commentary or something, then like if you're speaking to it from like any other angle, then your audio is going to be significantly lower than if you're like on it directly. And the second con that I have with this mic is that you cannot adjust the gain on this mic. It is what it is. So you need to be careful of not speaking too loud into the mic or else your audio will start peaking. But you know, of course, this is something that you can potentially fix in post editing, but like just something to be mindful of if you decide to buy this mic is that you can't be like shouting into the mic like this, because it'll be really hard to adjust when you're editing your footage. So I'm just gonna do a little audio test so that you can hear what the Joby Wavo mic sounds like. So here is my Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. It's on its default setting right now, and it's unedited, don't worry, not doing anything to it. But here's what it sounds like. Alright, and this is the Joby Wavo microphone. Again, this footage is unedited, this audio is unedited. This is the sound that you're gonna get from the Wavo. Yeah, let me know in the comments actually what you think of this microphone. Does the audio sound good to you? Is it too loud? Is it too soft? Let me know your thoughts. I would love to know your opinion on this microphone. Alright friends, so there you have it. A super solid vlogging setup that's perfect for beginners or anyone really that's looking to build a vlogging setup from scratch or even upgrade their current gear. If you got value from this video, hit that like button and also let me know down in the comments, what does your current vlogging setup look like if you have one? Or are you trying to build your vlogging setup from scratch? I would love to hear all about it and answer any questions that you may have. And also I just want to quickly again shout out Joby for sending me these products to try out and include in my current vlogging setup. So if you are curious to try out a Joby Gorillapod or a Joby Wavo mic, I hope this video gave you more information and a better context of the products and how they work. But if you're interested in learning more about the products that I mentioned, then open up my description box. I'll have everything linked down below. And also, if you liked this video and would like to see more content just like this, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I make videos every single week. And lastly, and most importantly, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!